Thank you. Now we are in the effort. The journey with the delegation of Thầy Huyen Diệu, Minh Đức Đạt. Everybody is in the Europe. I think you ask them, maybe they are very happy, they enjoy much. The journey is very hard. And next year, I hope you bring on the young friends, young children, go to Europe, traveling and enjoy. Okay? And then that is a very important. Traveling one mind, right? Traveling one mind is better than reading 1,000 books. So in delegation of Thầy Huyen Diệu, there have two young friends. I believe they enjoy, and we learn so many things. Yeah, even the traveling, moving a little tired. So today, what topic we are discussing? Anyone can read?
Today's topic is Makfat to overcome difficulties in our lives, Master.
Yes. In our life, there's many challenges, many temptation. If we do know it and we cannot control ourselves, then many problems. For example, food. Food is very important. But now you have seen in the supermarket and what is fat food, and then they create many problems. And now sometimes newspaper media, they talk about the many countries in the world, they have not even not enough food to eat, so they die. But they forget, in our society, there's a wrong food, too much food, many people die, but nobody said, isn't it? Even the, oh, I'm sorry, I don't want to mention the name of the food. It's a dangerous, it's a poison, and they sell everywhere. Recognized by the law and regulation. And now it seems to be started in Singapore. They also have big problem. So now they decide the law. They mention that every kind of food they have mentioned how many sugar they put inside. That is one thing. Starting. And we go to the market, supermarket. There are many kind of drinks, but many of them is a poison. I also, well, about 20, 30 years ago, I also have the problem. Whenever I a little tired, I drink. I feel happy. But really, this is a poison. Luckily, I still alive. Before I recognize it, then I try to stop it. But it's take a long time, make me difficulty. Like smoking. Yeah, people know smoking is very harmful for health, but people smoke it. And secondly, the fame. The fame. People, they work very hard. They don't care their parents. They don't care their body, their health. They care only the fame. Fame, 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 how we become the famous. And then, at last, they destroy their life and they destroy their country. They destroy their... You see, for example, many people, they are in good position. They think they like to be the famous. They do everything, including make them the war. Like recently, some young people, they become famous in Vietnam. They declare they cannot. They think they are the center of the world, and their life and their family also have many problems. So one of the mật pháp difficulty, we should be very humble. Even we do many good things, we should do it silently. And when your family, you have the happiness, try to hide it. Like the French proverb, I think it's not so bad. They say, if we want to be happy, try to hide ourselves. Pour puis être heureux, il faut bien cacher. Listen, we hide. And for example, if you are rich, you should not show your riches. Humble, living humble. Simple can bring out us many happiness. Because when the people, many people, I think they're jealousy to you. If they see you are rich, you have very luxury car and like this, and then they will create problem. That is a viewpoint. And even your knowledge, your capacity, we know many things, but don't tell. You know everything. We know little things. We learn. When the people said, many people now, they say they know everything. Mean they say nothing. You see, like that is the proudness. Like in ancient times, even now, some learned people, they think they know everything. Like there's a very recent story. In ancient time, in India, there's a forecast. The caste of Brahman. Brahman means the caste of the priest. They are not respected. They learn Veda. They learn so many things. And many of them, when they learn, even now, they think, oh, they know everything. They look down everybody. Particularly, they look down the low caste, the Sutra, Vaishya, yeah. And one day, those learned people, when they go everywhere, they carry books. And when they cross the Ganga, before Ganga, when they cross the Ganga, they need the boat. When they come to the Ganga, enter the boat, and they see the boatman, and they ask, boatman, like this. Do you know how to read? And the boatman, he say, oh, sir, Guruji, I'm very sorry. I was born in a poor family. I do not have the good chance to go to school. And then that the Brahman is saying, you don't have the time to go to school. That's 1/3 of your life finished. Yeah, and the boatman is saying, yes, sir, I know. Because I'm very poor. I'm unlucky person. I was born in poor family, uneducated. So what to do? Then the Brahman in the boat, and the boatman starting to rumming. In the a little far, about 10 20 meters in the river, and the Brahman, he am so very proud. He put the question, boatman, do you know how to read Veda? Sir, I told you I did not go to school. Then I did not know how to read. Then he said, now 2/3 of I finished. And the boatman, he also, yes, sir, I also know this, but what to do? I'm unlearned man. I know only roaming. Bring the people, go to the river, cross the river. So I also don't have time. And when the middle of the Ganga, unfortunately, there's a big income, and the boat moving like this, and the Brahman, the master, then and the boatman, he say, sir, do you know to swim? He say, oh, I don't know swim. I know everything, but not swim. Can you teach me? I say, no. If you want to swim, then you have to learn at least a few days. And then what to do? And then the boatman, he say, now you know everything, but you do not swim. The 3/3 of your life will finish. And then another big wind come and turn up. And learned, the Brahman, fall down in the river, and he did not swim, so he died. And the boatman, he knows swim, then he swim to the bottom of the river, and he come back with the family. Happily, he survives. So this is a proudness. That is very dangerous. So when you learn something, you know something, don't think you know everything. Yeah. Now you have seen many people. I witnessed my eyes. Even some monk, I can say in the Buddhism, they become a monk, they practice only a few years, and they think they got enlightenment. They talk everything. And then you are watching. And they look down everybody. And you look down before they die. What happened with them? The bad karma come to them. Yeah. I saw many such person in our life. I very much like, if we have time, we are together, we should try a book, or the magazine. And this is a good example. So in our life, so many temptations, so many difficulties. So the first thing we should very humble, limited our design. Don't think we are the best one. Don't look down the people. Even we know many things, but many things do not know. And now I would like to invite our people who volunteer to talk few words. Minh Đức Đạt. Yeah.
Namaste. Thank you, Master.
Okay.
Thanks for letting me share my ideas on this topic. I think I like to address the difficulties in life, and I also like to just address the temptation, and kind of two separate answers. With respect to overcoming difficulties in life, in life, at times, we face with a lot of difficulties, in the job, in the business, love, health. It could come in waves, and it could be very difficult to overcome. How to overcome that, and again, I'm just sharing personally, and I'm saying, I'm still learning, but at least for me, first and foremost, is we got to stay centered, and we got to stay calm, and our energy to focus and to resolve those situations is so important. If we let the hardships and the difficulties in life carry us, and we ride with that wave, that energy, it's so draining, right? It's so draining. and it's so tiring, and we become sick, and we're drained. We don't have the energy level and the will to overcome the difficulties. So I think how I was able to overcome the difficulties in life is, first and foremost, stay calm, and know that when the universe has closed the door, there's another window open, and be mindful, be optimistic that there is a way, and this is not, this is not the end. Stay calm and find and recollect ourselves so that we have the energy level, the energy to address and fight and overcome those difficulties. For me, another technique or method that helped me overcome those difficulties is, the mafab that, Master has taught is being gratitude. And in a state of gratitude, that's the fastest way to raise your vibration. When you face difficulties, sometimes you feel like you're in a situation where, like, the universe is against you, you're lacking this, you're lacking that, stuff is not going the way you want it. But the moment when you shift your attitude and your perception to, gratitude, now you're raise that vibration very quickly from a state of lacking to a state of abundance, and then you have, a much more beautiful outlook in life, and you have the energy to address and handle and tackle all those problems and issues that arise in your life, in our life. So for me, that's one of the technique and method that I've been able to apply, using Master's teaching to help me overcome difficulties. I think in addition, daily spiritual practices helps. I think that's a very important foundation for our daily lives. The Master always share every day, if you can try to allocate a few hours of your life, focus on spiritual practices, whether that's meditation, whether that's, mantras, whether that's reciting the name of the Buddha, reciting sutras, a walk in the park, being with nature, things, do things that are healthy to your well-being, helps us, transform a lot of the negative and the habitual energy that lead us to, bad decisions. Those daily spiritual practices, and you do that daily, we're cultivating, positive seeds and positive, energy to help us, deal with the difficulties in life. With respect to temptations, I think that's, living in today's society, temptations is everywhere, from money to fame to love and lust. It's abundant. So how do we filter, that, the overwhelming information that's in front of us? And I think it's, coming back to, again, being centered, and also, learning to have the wisdom to view the situation, the temptation, in a more holistic and in a more clear, way, so that we're not letting the temptation, fool us or affect us too much. And how to cultivate that wisdom is, the part of the teachings of, masters, and assist in Buddhism is, giới định tuệ, meaning, giới định tuệ meaning, when we cultivate the practice of maintaining the certain precept meaning we're and in Buddhist, practice and traditions in general, the precepts are the five main precepts. Không sát sanh, không trộm cắp, không tà dâm, không nói dối, không dùng những gì sai. Translate that in English is, no stealing, don't steal, don't kill, don't do misconduct, don't lie, and don't use toxic substances. And by maintaining that precepts, giới, allows us to gain a little bit more than meaning, peace, a little bit more peace of mind. And from that peace of mind, from that calmness, from that stillness, arises wisdom, which is, tuệ. And when we have wisdom, a higher level of wisdom, then we're able to view the temptations in a little bit more clearly, and we won't allow that to affect our lives. So that's my little contribution ideas on how to deal with difficulties and how to deal with temptations, from my own personal perspective and my personal approach to the situation. And I just like to share that with the group. Thank you, Master.
Thank you. Thầy Huyen, please say.
Yeah, hello.
This is a
Good
free
morning.
forum. It's very
Yeah.
and
Hello,
very
Master.
important for our life.
Yes. I think that this is a very important topic that we should study. It's like anyone has to go through difficulty and adversities, but how can we overcome it? We should do. For me personally, there are many challenges, but how to overcome it? I have them. I have the markup. By applying this markup, I feel that my life is very peaceful without being dominated by the reason. It is the sincerity and gratitude. If we live without sincerity, we will surely face many difficulties. Natural, I'm sure 100%. Because the markup very important for any people. If we don't have applied the markup out the life, I think that we face many difficulties. How can we be honest with the other when we make mistakes? They should acknowledge the mistakes, and from there we should correct them and never make them again. The first factor. The next, we must be grateful. We must be grateful to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. We must be grateful for the master, for the parent, for the nation, and the being of the on the kind. Thanks to the grateful, we correct many blessings for us. Especially today, we and the master will participate in the Wulang ceremony that we be held in the city of the airport. This for me, this ceremony is very important with us. Because it remind us and remind anyone about the grateful with the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and the master, and the parent, and the nation. If we don't have the grateful, yeah, it is dangerous. I think that because before I'm very young, because I didn't apply the markup in my life. I have some very big problem in my life. Before the master, he taught me many points about the markup. And I didn't listen him. I didn't listen him. I think that I'm young monk. I am not awake about that. Finally, I have some very big problem in my life. Now, I understand that But because I understand that, I apply the mark part, especially the master, the teaching in my life. I feel I'm success in my life. You know, I advise any people, especially monks and nuns, if we want to be the best out the life, if my mind have be the visual, we can do anything. I think that we should apply the mark part. You know, I remind us again. The first, we have the honor. The second, we have the gratitude. And finally, we have the compassion. If we have the three things, if we apply in the outline, I'm not sure 100% we can do anything in my life. Yeah. Today, this is the Huyen ceremony to be held in this city airport. The Dieu, the temple. We would like to thank Master. Master help me. If in this life I don't have Master, I have my life some problem. I'm not successful in my life. I thank my parents, mother, father, because my father and mother, they help me. I have the whole the body. You know, I continue to live in the I thank any people. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Master. Yeah. Yeah, I'm finished, Master. Yeah.
Thank you, Advisor.
Yeah. Hello, Master. I think the internet some problem.
Well, we can still continue without Master. I think he's just lost connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Mr. John Pearson.
Yeah. I think there's some problem about internet. I think so. Yeah.
Now, I think we can still continue. Yeah, we invite someone else, another speaker, Thay Huyền. Maybe John Pearson.
Minh Phước Trí is here.
Hello,
Minh Phước Trí.
Hey, Minh Phước Trí.
I'm somewhere in field, just planting some trees. It's very heavy rain here.
Wonderful. Can you not do the filter on your microphone on your camera, Minh Phước Trí, because we can't see?
I think because it's rain, it's very heavy rain, not filter.
Oh, okay. Oh, so yeah. Wow.
Anyway, I will try.
Where are you right now? In Lumini or?
No. In Dulikel.
Oh, Dulikel. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Minh Phước Trí, now you share the topic for other people. You work outside.
Okay, I think Master is rejoining.
Yeah. Now, okay. Now, I would like to invite Minh Đức Độ. Please. Minh Đức Độ.
Hi, hello, everybody. Thank you for having me. In my life, when I think of difficulties, I think of bullies. I think of people who are overly aggressive and they attack and they try to, well, you know how bullies are. There was a neighbor. I had a neighbor who used to beat his dogs. And I didn't know what it was. I just heard the sound. I didn't know what was going on. So I looked over the fence, you know. And from then on, every time I heard him beating his dogs, I would look in a way that was obvious. I would look over his fence. It got to the point where all I had to do was, if I was in the kitchen doing dishes and stuff, doing my laundry, I would just rattle my blinds. I would hear him, beat his dogs. I would just rattle my blinds. It would make him so angry. He would have to yell at me. He would have to say something to me. At night, he would get a really bright light and just shine it in my house through my windows. But after a month, he quit beating his dog. All it took was just more awareness. Step one, just looking. I had a bully at the last school I taught at. I was teaching math, and the head of HR, human resources, hired his own daughter, fresh out of school, to teach math in my school. There was no place for her. So he needed to get rid of me, the oldest math teacher. So the principal of my school was his friend and started writing very bad things about me, very bad yearly evaluations. I had gone for 30 years with nothing but glowing evaluations, and all of a sudden, the last 2 years of my life, I couldn't do anything right. So my wife, who was very good with bullies, suggested, hey, just bring more awareness. Tell the truth. Write a little article for the city's newspaper. Tell them the exact names of the people who have been doing these wrong things. What are their names? What are their dates? What did they do? It turns out we didn't even actually have to write anything. We just let the story leak that we would be doing this. And all of a sudden, I got a great package for retirement. And I could retire a year early with a large bonus. So just bring more awareness. Put more eyes on the problem. When you have bullies, bring an audience. Let them know how great those bullies are. Second thing, just accept. Be calm. Do nothing. I had a problem. I was in a karate class, and I was supposed to break a brick. Santa Maria, break a brick. That's just physically impossible. I'm a math teacher. You can't do it. Let me tell you right now.
Tôi có ngủ được không?
I tried to hit the brick. I hurt my hand real bad. Ow! You could see the people. There were a lot of other people in the audience, watching for their other fathers and brothers, to break their bricks. And they felt very sorry for me. And I just let go. I knew that I could not break that brick. I surrendered. I did nothing. I became very open and calm. I accepted the fact I couldn't break the brick. And about a second later, I woke up. And the brick was on the floor in two halves. And there was some little brick crumbs on the floor. And I fell through the place where the brick was. I fell on the floor. And I'm rolling around on the floor with the brick. And all the people in the audience, oh, yay! Oh! You know, one of the few honest times in my life, I felt like saying, man, I didn't do anything. I didn't break that brick. I just surrendered. You know, the great emptiness is like a great open, empty bellows. If you do nothing, you just open and surrender, that bellows becomes your energy. Do nothing. Be calm. Let time pass. You know, when the big ship comes straight at you, when it's just going to come right over you like that, let it go. Let it go by. When it's done, waters close up again. And all we are just waves on an ocean of life. Life goes on. On the other hand, if you got to do something, you know, sometimes you just got to do it. Sometimes you have to fight. Sometimes, you know, you just have to fight back. Sometimes you can't go forward and fight. Sometimes you have to withdraw and retreat. Sometimes you can kind of talk your way around it. You can be honest. You can say, man, I don't care. Your problem is not my problem. I don't care. I have no opinion about your problem. I am not attached to you. You can even do this with a loved one. If the loved one is bullying you and attacking you, well, it's okay to stay loving. It's okay to remain compassionate. It's okay to still have loving kindness. But I am not attached to that attack. Just let it go right by. I don't care. It isn't me. You know, I have the right to not know. I have the right to not understand. There are Christians who come to my door and they try to convert me to Christianity. Oh, let me tell you what, I'm a lifelong atheist. I only do Zen. I have the right to not know. I have a right to not be able to answer your problems. I have a right to not be able to understand reality. I don't care about your questions. I don't need any reasons to be who I am. I don't need any reasons to be my nature. I have the right to make my mistakes. You think I'm a sinner? Fine. I have the right to be a sinner. Your judgment doesn't matter to me. I have the right to do nothing. I have the right to fog my attacker. You come to get me, I have the right to deceive you. I have the right to confuse you. I have the right to buy time. I have the right to accept what you say, to harmonize what you say, to agree with you, and to lead you on to some other happy hunting place. So there you go. Face, accept, float, let time pass. But if you got to assert, be your nature. That's all I got to say.
Dạ, thầy bấm mở micro cho thầy.
Thank you, Minh Đức Độ. In our life, we have many temptations. We should be very, very careful. Very careful. Yeah. And only a little careless, there are many problems. Many problems. So, like the people when they have the the weakness, or we cannot say they have the habit. When they have a little, they have the riches. And when they have a little knowledge, know everything. No, this is many problems. They look down the people. Including I have seen so in the monk or not get a little knowledge, they think, oh, they know everything. When they little know about a little teaching of the Buddha, they say they are better than Buddha. So then they want to become a Buddha. Yeah. And they destroy the statue of Buddha. They say they are the Buddha. So after some time, they have very big karma. Yeah. Big karma, and then they die. So now, you share some your idea about this topic. Thanh Phạm, you listen.
Yeah, hello, Master.
No.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I hear you.
Now we have the
Yeah. So I would
there's
like
a line.
I would like to share some on my thought on the topic today, my path to overcome difficulties in your life. In life, there's many different ways to deal with difficulties. Some people trying to ignore it, hope it will go away. Some people, they face it and then overcome them. I just want to share a few difficulty that I dealt with in the past. I think there are three things that hit me the most. One is being perfection. It's like being everything one certain thing certain way, but I learned to be okay to have flaws, okay to have flaws to something that you can always work on, try to improve, try to be better. So I think that's over time I will understand that, along with fear with unknown, because there's so many things that unknown, and then you're afraid, you fear about that. But I learned to deal with it, trying to understand it, trying to be better at it, because unknown is something out there. Don't have to be afraid. Trying to understand it. With understanding, there will be acceptance. So I try to learn it, overcome it. And then I think the third thing is being, not good enough. So I always trying to do my best, but I always think it's I'm not always good enough. So I was trying to say that it's okay, do your best, and then trying to improve it. So that a lot of things in life are trying it. I guess trying to be centered. So like Kenneth been saying, be centered, be calm, have positive mindset, and with the right philosophy. I think that it helped me pull through a lot of difficulties, because if you have a clear direction on where you're going, and then how to picture like everything, every problem thrown at you, if you think about what you can do to face it, it's okay to fail. You can fail multiple times. It's okay, as long as you have positive mindset, have the right philosophy, everything's gonna be okay. So I've been practice a lot of Buddha teaching, learning the 38 keys of greater blessing. I think kênh Phúc Đức, it's like Mangala Sutra. So I learned that stay away from the bad people, because at work we have different groups that you can follow, and then you get advantage. You can associate with different groups. But I learned not to do that. I stay on my path, stay honest with myself, and don't associate with people special, the people that bad intention. So I stay away from that. It's give me a lot of better thinking. I don't have to deal with a lot of difficulty, make my own decisions, and learn from it and make it better. So I've been doing a lot of that. Like if I have a group of people, but it's all positive, like people that I hang out have positive energy. I feel the energy, good energy. So it pulled me through the day. With anything that difficult, I always talk to them, share my thoughts. But this group is special because we all try to lift each other up. We don't try to pull each other down. We always help one and then try to help each other. So it's very, to me, very fortunate to find a group like that, trying at work that I associate with and then help me through, bad time at work. And then another thing is, positive thinking. I always think, positive thinking is very important because, free from sorrow, free from, negative thoughts. Like you can, with positive thoughts, it puts you through a lot of difficulties. With same thing with right philosophy, because if you have bad philosophy, it will harm you than good. Because I try to center myself, put in only positive thought, negative thought, I leave it out. And then you talk about right philosophy. That's mean like stay consistent. If consistent and self-disciplined, because that's important, because you cannot have something that one day is okay, the next day is not okay. You have to be consistent with your making the progress. Like the important to know what you can become. Are you can become happiness? Are you can become healthy? You can become, whatever you become, you don't just get, you become by doing consistent every day. Like every day you have to do consistently, have the right mindset for that. Because without that positive mindset and right philosophy, like the master teaching, be sincere, humble, honest, gratefulness, and have the right wisdom. I think that's practice that, and then I do have like a group of positive people. I mean, I could see this group is every week. I'm always excited to listen to people saying, write down note, trying to see what I can practice, because understanding one thing, but you have to put it into action. If you don't put it in action, you can attend 100 of this meeting, but you don't put it into use, it's useless. So that's why I write down, trying to practice it, try to be better, because it's what we're doing. I think we are self-correction, because every day we correct ourselves to be better. So that's what I have to share. Thank you, Master. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Thanh Pham. Not only we have to note down and practice, apply. This is very important. Theory and practice, but together. This is very important. Not only talking, not only in theory. We have to apply for our daily life. So now I would like to invite our young people. Minh Đức Thông, please share your idea about this topic, please.
Thank you for having me here today. It's actually my first time, and I have not been joining much of these Zoom events, but I have some certain thoughts on temptation, especially for young people, that I really want to share. So I have a story that yesterday I was on a train with Thầy Minh Phu, and we were going to a restaurant, and we order water, just simply water, like boiled water, to eat our noodles. And the waiter in there was giving us attitudes. And that time I felt like I was humiliated, and I felt offended for him giving me attitude, like, oh, look at me, like, what? I already bought something, like, can you just treat me nicer and all that? But then I was in a rage, and Huyen told me that, like, oh, you have to remember the gratitude and the mukfab to control your let's say your temptations and your need to prove yourself, because amongst young people like us, we have a lot of temptations, specifically for instant gratification, for our issues with self-esteem and our body image issues, grappling with stress and anxiety, all that. Even we started to get caught up in toxic things, and for example, let's say unhealthy relationships. The pressure to conform the societal expectations and comparing oneself to the others could also be like internal temptation, since we didn't have that in our childhood. We didn't satisfy our needs when we were little children. Therefore, like childhood trauma and everything. So the MOFAP could taught us to develop a sense of self-worth and a sense of happiness. Also developing resilience and self-compassion. So yes, I do. I found that to be the key, to be the key that could lead to my minor problems and my also major decisions that I have made for the past couple weeks, or for the past couple days, since I started talking with Thầy Huyền Diệu and Thầy Minh Đức Đạt and Thầy Phước Vũ. So, and Thầy Minh Đức Đạt mentioned that one key to live happier, to have a better self-worth, is gratitude. And I do agree. I have this really funny, really funny gratitude or attitude, is that whenever things happen to me, like while traveling or something, especially while traveling, I have met some like bad people, and I have bumped into quite not so great things, and I tend to remind myself, oh, I'm grateful for me being here. I'm grateful that I could still have the money to travel. I'm grateful that I'm not but the funny thing is that I'm not a North Korean. I like to think like I'm not North Korean. I can still have money to travel. I can still pay. I can still talk to other people. I can still see other people. Not for like North Korean. They're like locked up in their countries. They cannot move. They cannot do anything. So that's what I'm really. I know it's a little bit cruel, but I would like to think so. And that whenever I think that I'm not from North Korea, I feel so grateful. I feel so alive. I feel like, oh, this is my life now. I feel amazing. It's not bad anymore. Maybe the things that happened to me, it's not so bad. It's shrugging off my shoulders, and we moved on. We moved on. Yeah, we might be laughing about it, but I do think no, it works for me. It works. It works. It does. Really does. So yes, let's go back to our topic with temptations. All right. So income has a wide range of things, from peer pressure, and with me experiencing a lot of substances, not like substances that like toxic substances, but like more like social media, more like technology, which could cause us to make impulsive decisions. Like you can see kids fighting with each other. You can see like bullying happens in school, and then especially where I live, Portland, Oregon, and probably other states as well, they have like guns problems. They have like protest problems. You can see kids like start showing up to their school with like maybe like a gun or something. Like they show up to school armed. But because they're young and innocent, they don't have a sense of long-term consequences. But for us, we already enhance the MOFAP, and we already know the key, which is gratitude and like being grateful for what we have. These temptations can be let's say can be limited, can be addressed, and it can be, it's not like, I was gonna say suppressed, but I don't think we can suppress some temptations, because if we keep suppressing it, then eventually it will explode. It's like you sweep off dust down to the table, and eventually it's like it piles up. You cannot do it anymore. So I don't think suppress. I think like address and improve it and work around it. So yes, it's important for young people to develop strong decision-making skills, to develop critical thinking. That's really important, and sense of self-awareness to navigate these temptations successfully. Let's say like work on yourself. All right. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Đức Thông.
Yeah, good.
Generation, I'm very happy you understand the mật pháp and try to apply it. Now you are you studied in America, but when you're traveling in Europe, then we try to adjust the European tradition, and then there's a peace. If we go to Vietnam, we have to adjust and to follow Vietnamese law and tradition. And then we go to France, you have to follow French tradition, and then everything okay. Understanding, loving kindness. Yeah, this is one of the very important mật pháp to have peace in our life. Yeah. When you go to India, then you have to adjust Indian law and tradition. And you so the then he's a Hindu monk, but he I respect him very much. He's like my student. He's a young, but when he see the animal suffering, and then he take care of the animal. I think one day you come to Nepal, try to visit his center, and then when he see the children, in poor children in the family in different villages, he bring up and give education. So this is a very good idea. He sells so many cows, and then he also the order of the black diamond. So Yogi, please talk few words.
Okay, Guruji.
Yeah.
Okay, Master. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Life is a mixture of happiness and sad. Happiness and sorrow are two wheels of our chariot of life. Both happiness and sorrow comes the life of all people in the world. It is not true if someone is rich, has a lot of wealth, had a good position, then the person will always be happy in life. This is not true. Those people also get hurt. These people also have problems. These people also be sorrow in their life. So don't be worried. All the people in the world facing difficulties, whether they are rich or poor. But the difference is that successful people like that take that their pain, that difficulties, that problem in opportunity as an opportunity, and unsuccessful people are sad and give up. We are not the only person in the world who has problem in our life. Everyone has in the world facing difficulties in their life. In our Vedic story, Kunti said to Bhagwan, Sri Krishna says to Kunti, what do you want with me? Then Kunti says, I want more problem, more difficulties in my life. I like this line very much, because if we get only happiness in our life, only success in our life, we are engrossed in the world. We do not remember God. We remain oblivious on the happiness to this success. You know, I like difficulties in my life because the difficulties is to bring us from worldly world to spiritual world. I advise you that you also accept the difficulties in your life, turn them into opportunity and go ahead. Now I'm going to give some tips how to overcome our difficulties in our life, which I also follow in my life. If you have diary and pen, you can write. But if you haven't, your heart and ink of blood is enough. First, accept your difficulties. The way we deal with difficulty is to accept it. We should be contemplation about it, rather than worry about it. Somehow we cannot give our best in our work. If we accept every problem in our life, it is best gift by the God. We can easily overcome it. In our life, we accept gift of anyone with love. Like this, must accept our problems, difficulties, and gift by the God. We love ourselves. When we have a strength to accept difficulties, the strength to face difficulties comes naturally. So we learn to accept every difficulty in our life. If there is no pain, no gain. Pain means, by pain we can learn many things, everything in our life. Pain is big university. There is no university like pain. If we know pain, we can't gain in our life. Then do meditation and yoga. If we practice yoga and meditation, are very important in our life. You may have heard that our ancient Maharshi, our Lord Buddha, they gain a lot of power taught by yoga, meditation, and sadhana. Meditation is only best way to achieve. It is best medicine in our life. Best way to achieve and fulfill us and our ultimate goal of life. I know we all are busy. All day we are busy. We all have different responsibilities, and our times is running out. But we have to set our in 20. Hello. A common example: if you are very tensed, you got tension, then you leave it. All go to the scald people place and straighten your back on, close your eyes, forget everything, your family, your job, your money, etc. We have to forget at that time. You just focus on your breath, long breath, inhale breath and exhale breath for 10 minutes. You must feel relaxed at that time. Then turn your difficulties into opportunities. If our life, God gives us very many difficulties to test us. God gives us many exams. We should not focus on our difficulties. We should focus how can turn these difficulties into opportunities.
Yogi?
Yes. Yes, Guruji.
Yeah. Now we have a problem. Talk is very nice, but yeah. But we are living in a society very complicated. People misuse the right method. For example, we talk about meditation, but in my idea, we have to talk right meditation. If you apply the right meditation, the right yoga, then we have good health.
Yes, Guruji.
Meet you the work.
Now
many
we are
people. Yeah. So So you have seen that some many people they teach meditation. They make good propaganda. But when the people practice the wrong meditation, after few short time, and then they might change in a complete way, unhappy life. So when you practice meditation, you should be very careful, right meditation or wrong meditation. Like food, when you take food, we should understand, well, this is a right food or wrong food. So now, for example, you go to the market, they say many thousands of food, every food is good, but you try, many food is poisonous. Yeah, we should be very careful.
You have to decide that is exercise or yoga.
Yeah.
Exercise or yoga are different. Hello? Then if you want to success in your life, to serve others, God have give our life to serve and sadhana. We shouldn't always think about ourselves in our life. We always think, but we not always think our life, only ourselves. We should also think about others. To make happy world, it isn't enough to happy you. Everyone should be happy in life. If everyone happy, you will be happy. So we should think about both ourselves and others. We should enjoy service in life, serve in life. If we serve, we will be happy. We are human beings. Then we have to serve poor human beings and animal in the world. Without serve, our sadhana is incomplete. So we should carry both sadhana and service together in our life. We know if we serve, we will be happy. By serve other, by serve animal, by serve people, poor people, we can get peace and happiness. Now in my life also I am doing. In my life also I have many difficulties. I am facing many difficulties, but now I am happy by my work. Guruji, when Guruji meet in my life, then our work is running rapidly. If we want to.
Now you are in Nepal or India?
No, I am at Nepal, Guruji.
At your center.
Yeah, at our Gosala.
Good. Now,
yeah.
Today I find your beer is very nice. It's better than last week.
Yeah. Guruji, we have to eat good food in our life. Food is, if we eat bad food, we will get tension. We will get any problems. If we face problem, then we can't do anything. So eat what you eat. You are think like that. It means eat good food, not junk food. Junk food make us sick, and we got many problems from food. Now people are not dying by hungry. People are dying by overeating. So we have to control our food.
Yeah, right.
We
people don't talk about the over food. Yeah.
Over food is not good in our life. If our vehicle get over food, we sell them. Sell vehicle means car. Want over diesel, petrol, we will sell. But if we eat over food, we can't sell us. So we have to control ourselves. Then there in our life there are many problems, many difficulties, but we have to accept it. If we can't accept, we can't be success in our life. We have to turn into opportunity these problems. We have to accept our problem, difficulties, and turn it into an opportunity. We will pass test given by God. We will be able to achieve our ultimate goal. If we run away from our difficulties, problem, etc., fear, we will not pass the test given by God. This is test. Difficulties mean test. Who is given by God. If we passed, we are success in our life. We are not able to achieve our ultimate goal. We are not here to be fear. We are not here to be fail. We are here to win. We are winner in the world. When when we go in our mom's stomach, then at that time we are winner. We must conquer our bad habit and replace the bad habit by good habit. Nothing is impossible if we want it. If we decided to left, we can left everything. If we continue, we continue on our path with sincerely, we can left anything which we can achieve our success. One day we will definitely be success. We can overcome all our difficulties in our life if we decided to success in our life. For that, you have to control your immunities. You have to control your bad habit, bad food, bad lifestyle. We have to control oversleep, overeating, overthinking, and over is not good for health. If we drink over water, also we may die. One people last week, one people die from river. Why? Because he drink more water, so he died. So we have to control our emotion, control our food, control our lifestyle. If we can control lifestyle, life is not good. Lord Buddha God give us to life for success, for win, for achieve our goal. But if we think negativity, we can't success in our life. Negativity comes. This is natural, but we have to face it. We have to skip it. In 1 hour, in 40,000, more than 40, negative come in our mind. Then only 20,000 positivity comes in our life. But we have to skip our negative thoughts, and we have to think only. We have to think only about our positivity. We must take advantages of this beautiful life gift by doing best. And we have to achieve our goal. God have give us certain time in our life. We all have certain time. We have not enough time, but we have to do many things in our life. We have to achieve our ultimate goal in this short time. The life is only life means only born and death. Between born and death, this time is life. There is not many times, long time. We have short time, any goal in life. So if problem comes, we have to face it. If difficulties come in our life, we have to turn it into opportunity. We pass the test. If we turn, we pass the test. If we can't turn, then we can't face, we will be faced. But this life is not to fail. This is for win. So control your food, control your overthinking, control your lifestyle, control your oversleep, control your smoking, control your drinking, everything. Don't take many over eating, over drinking. Don't drink. This is good for your life. Guruji, my English is not good, but I'm trying to talk in English. Hello? Hello?
Hear you. Your English is good. Don't worry.
Don't worry. Be happy. Your English is better and better. Yeah. Congratulations. Now, to you want to express a few words?
Guruji, now we have 450 cows.
Good. And your diamond, black diamond is going up, isn't it?
Yeah, Guruji, yeah. If a cow injured everywhere, we will take them, then we start here.
Yeah, we appreciate what you are doing. We appreciate.
Our school.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Then we serve food for poor people also who are hungry.
Good. And to you want to express a few words?
Thank you, Master, for letting me share with everyone. So for me, like to overcome like the difficulties that I've been facing in life with work, relationship, and like just life, I usually be grateful for all the things I have and all the things I accomplished. So I keep track for each one of them. And I would say like the trip to Nepal and India with Master Huyen in November was an eye-opening for me to make me become more grateful for all the things I have. Because usually before the trip, I usually complain like, oh, why can't I have this job? Or like, why can't I have this and that? And I'm always like wanting more and more, and I don't see like the blessing that I have, where that all I got from like all the blessing I have, like what I have now. And so that trip is an eye-opening when I see like people are less fortunate than me, especially when we go do charity work and Bugaya with like Master, where we donate like sweaters to the school and like blankets in Nepal for like the village. It was really to see like those people face all happy just for like a little, like for me is like, hey, this is the stuff I can buy myself, but like to other people is a lot more than that. Sometimes they can't afford it, and I just don't see that over here. And I also like put Master Matfap copy the Lotus Sutra and recite chapter 25 of the Lotus Sutra, Quán Thiam Bồ Tát Phổ Môn. So to overcome all my difficulties. And for the temptations, I would say like I do have a lot of goals in life, and I usually like just take a step back and look like, hey, what I can accomplish little bitty stuff every day to achieve my goal. I don't have to put all that pressure on myself. So, and always like think like, hey, I should be gratitude for what I have already, and just think about like all the stuff that I have, and like keep learning more about Buddha teaching, and like focus. Like I would say the one of the hardest thing for me when I recite the Lotus Sutra is like in Vietnamese is like it took me like a couple months for each chapter since I can't read Vietnamese well. So that's why first I have to copy it like several, like 2 or 3 times for me, like to like, oh, okay, so this is what the word mean and stuff, and like use Google Translate sometimes to understand what the meaning of like the Lotus Sutra sometimes. And so I was, and then for the chapter 25, it took me like 3 months for me to actually recite the whole thing without stopping, because like I would go into a roadblock like, hey, I cannot read this, or like I want to the point like sometimes I want to give up, but then like I'll just like, no, I can do this. I force myself like, hey, I can do this. And I asked my mom for help and asked her like, hey, how do I pronounce this words and this words? And so I slowly learned how to recite chapter 25, Quán Thâm Bồ Tát Phổ Môn, so I fully can recite the whole thing without stopping right now. So I'm blessed. I'm still learning and growing at the same time. Thank you for Master for letting me share.
Thank you to you. This is good. When you apply the Mật Pháp correctly, then suddenly we get the happiness. Congratulations. So now the time is over. Congratulations. And all my best wishes and the blessing. And next week, if you have any idea, any topic planned to us before. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Amida Phật. Bye-bye. See you soon next week. If no earthquake. Okay.